Welcome back. It's the pwpodcast. It's your boy Quakes.
And it's Sahara.
And we're back again. I know you've missed us. We've got more content coming your way. And now we're just looking forward to the next couple episodes we got for you. But before we get into the main topic and the juicy topic of today, we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping. So when you get involved with the pod, make sure you follow us on @palmwhinepod and on Instagram.
It's palmwhinepodcast.
Lovely jubbly. Make sure you use the hashtags, #pwpodcast and #palmwhinepod to get involved in the conversation.
Yes. Sorry, I interrupted you there. And on and on YouTube, obviously, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, and share. Share with your friends, share with your family. I'm sure they're going to be more than happy to be getting involved in the conversation. But most importantly, we want to know your opinions on our conversation today. So make sure you comment below.
That, and also you forgot something.
Ding, 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 ding.
Click that notification bell expeditiously. Yeah? Word of the day, expeditiously. You don't know. Lovely. So now that we've got that out of the way, we can start with the convo. We got there. All right, so Sarah, so today we're going to be obviously following on from our theme of black representation that we started the season 2 with. Yeah. We're going to talk a bit more about the finance aspect of it and how black people manage finances and how we're shown to manage finances. So to kick things off, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Yeah. If you had £1 million, what's the first 3 things you would buy?
Okay, me personally, and my mindset. Why are you laughing? Me personally, and the mindset I have. One of the first things I'll probably do, since I'm still living at home, I'm getting a house. Don't know how much I'll spend of that, but if it's $1 million, I'm gonna get myself a nice little young 400k house. I'm not even gonna lie.
Cash, yeah?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Cash.
If it's £1 million cash or credit, wherever it is, however it's going, we're doing it. Because the house and it'll be in London, so I do ideally want to stay down here. Then, so that takes us down to 600k. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to save some of that.
Yeah.
So I'll probably try and save half of it, of that 600. So 300k is in the bank.
Yeah. Now,
the rest of it will probably be, you said 3 in it?
Yeah, 3 things. So you said house, you said saving. And you've got...
The rest will, it's kind of 2. Can I cheat? Sorry.
I said the number is 3.
It will be between investing and spending a little, but I wouldn't spend much of it. Maybe... like 100k. Mine's split 4 ways. I'm not even gonna lie.
But I said 3 and you decided to go do 4.
4 ways. So yeah, come on. To do it properly.
Yeah. You're so serious.
But yeah, basically, it's not. I can't be 3 ways, but that's my top 4. I could think of more ways to split, but if we have to be strict about it, I can't narrow it down to 3 because those are the 4 things I would do with £1 million. If we're being dead honest. So what about you? Same question to you.
Same question to me. I'm gonna stick to 3. Yeah, because I can stick to the rules. I know the rules. Yeah, the rules.
Go on.
So I think I would. Funnily enough, I'd probably retire both my parents.
Okay.
Yeah. So, split young 2.5, 250,000. Yeah. Give it to each family. Give it to my mum, my dad. Go live comfortably. Do whatever you want with it.
Wait, so half the money?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like a quarter.
No, because they birthed me. They created me.
Well, in my case, then it would only be 250 in that case if you're explaining that. So yeah, carry on. Say Dizzy. And then, do you know what? I can't lie. I'd buy my dream car, boy. Mercedes C-Class, top of the range, all of the coupe. Straight off the...
Off the showroom, bro. Just...
What's the assembly line? That's what
just
straight off.
Literally finish the manufacturers, just drop to my house.
Driving through the advert to your house.
Yeah, come on, straight through the TV and that.
Oh my god! All right. And how much did they cost?
Oh, they're not actually that much. Probably like 75, I think.
Okay.
Probably get that, but like fresh out the showroom. Beautiful.
I'll probably still drive my little dusty car for a bit.
Man, got to do small drip.
Yeah, go on.
Just a little bit. The last one I haven't actually thought about, Probably start a business.
Okay.
All right. Start a business and then invest. Yeah, start a business. don't know what the business will be in, but a business.
Ours were a little bit different. I thought we would have had similar stuff. Nah. But yeah, okay. All right.
I can stick to the rules.
But yeah, no. I'm thinking. I'm like, wow. Like, I'm actually wanting £1 million right now because I'll be set for life. But yeah, what is your opinion though? Because this is another thing. Just branching off that on saving. Because interestingly enough, I thought you might have said saving as well.
So
and then that culturally as well.
The thing is, for me, right, you have to save, but there's also a level of how you save. Because, for example, investments is also an element of saving.
Yes.
You know?
If it works out.
But even then, you're putting money aside for something. Do you know what I mean? So you always save for a rainy day, but you also make sure that you're putting money into the right things. So I would save a certain amount of what I get every month, just so that if it's for enjoyment,
like a rainy
day fund, or if I need to dip into it to support family members or stuff like that, I've got that. But I think your savings is what is you should have a certain amount of savings to keep you afloat if anything happens with your job, and also have a certain amount of savings where you might want to just enjoy and live a little bit. You know,
like the holiday saving.
Yeah, the holiday fund.
But then we call it. Are those separate funds or is that all in one fund?
Separate.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Separate pots for separate things.
Yeah, exactly.
Different strokes
for
different folks.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to pick your brain about that because I thought like Greg would have mentioned saving. Like,
I mean, is what
that was number 4.
Yeah. Do you know what it is though? I think because of how, from my understanding of the banking system, if you put a large lump sum of money into the bank to let it accrue interest, you won't get as much.
Not with the bank, no.
Exactly. So that's why I say the best way to save once you get more money is to invest it in companies, because they will have a bigger yield.
Yes,
so you might put money into McDonald's. McDonald's is always going to be there. It's one of the biggest fast food chain restaurants there is. Once you invest get stocks and shares or buy into a McDonald's or a Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever the cryptocurrency is now or whatever.
Do.
Listen,
But yeah.
I told you in the last couple episodes, this is not just a banter podcast. We smart over here. You get me?
But yeah. So the next thing then is leading, because we're talking about, we call it finance.
Yeah.
The way finances is also very linked to image.
Ooh.
So, like I remember you saying when you said your top 3, the first thing you said was a car. Yeah. What did I say in response?
I can't remember.
Well, what I said was I would keep my little dusty.
Oh yeah, your little
car
for now, and then you're gonna upgrade it later.
Yeah, I would wait a little bit.
Yeah.
The reason why I said that, I don't want everybody to know how to have money. Like,
true.
You know what I mean? And I think for me, definitely, like the way I dress now, I'll probably look nicer on a night out, but my day-to-day standard dressing will still be the same. My kicks will probably be the most expensive thing I wear. My top will still be from, I think this was Bay Jumper, but yeah. But my
what, robbing the man them now?
Of course, no. This was gifted.
I man them. Be safe, yeah. If your babes is coming for your jumper, hide it. Hide it.
You know what I mean? I think this is Boohoo or something. Boohoo man. I've got my Topshop jeans and my, we call it old school Harachis. Haracis on, yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But probably the most expensive thing I'm wearing is the shoe.
Fair enough.
Like, yeah, maybe at that point a little young piece of jewelry or whatever. But for me, I'm so clumsy anyway, I'd probably lose it. Yeah. So I think that's why, for me, I would prefer to have my money in investment, savings, and property.
Oh yeah,
because it's continued to grow. I can then mind my business, and for me, probably the number 5 or 6 for me would be holidays and stuff like that.
Yeah,
experiences. I think for me, image is very superficial, and I've said it in the Are Your Friends or Really Your Friends episode, where I've gone to see
season 1 episode 2.
Yep, I've gone to people's houses who are very image, and I've gone to their house and seen disaster. I don't even want to go into it. No, disaster. Like, we call it. where there's literally the 60-inch TV on the wall and no sofa, no dining table, but they're on their feet. You've got the latest drip at and the latest this and the latest that. What you call it? Cartier this and whatever. So I'm here and we call it, and then I look how I look, and I wouldn't say it's basic the way I look, but it's basic. So not the street term of basic anyway. But yeah, but I just dress how I dress, and I dress for comfort or whatever. But then it's like, oh, Sahara, But no, but when you come to my house though, house is in order, cuz. Yeah?
Boy!
You know what I mean? There's a little drive through. You can drive through the front and the back, you know what I mean? But yeah, but let's, come on, like, you're equally. Yeah. But for me, I feel like if you are about image and your finances, the way you present yourself to people is how you should be presenting yourself behind the scenes. So for me, a lot of the link between finances and image to me is very fake. And it's hard to know, especially with social media, we discussed the social media as well, wagwan in terms of people's life. Somebody told me the other day that they're all shipping around the same handbags, the influencers.
What?
Yeah, and now there's rent designer. So yeah, but let me let you take over because I've been going on and
there's
on.
Something I'm going to ask you something about the saving bit in a second, but I'll come back to that. My take on what you just said, designer drip is killing our people. Yeah, it's killing our people. Yeah, too many of us, like Sarah said just now, like you go to their yard, you see them dripped out Balenciaga to Balenciaga, Kenzo to Gucci slides with the Gucci flip flops, you know. Kiss in the air, right? All of that. And you go to their house and there's a mattress on the floor.
Oh, God. And that roach just to stay like, at the side of the bed.
The roaches are trying to have a shubs in your yard, man.
Like, allow it.
Nah, come on, like, you're like, similar to Sarah, I'm someone that I'm dressed down in it, so most of my stuff will be either H&M, ASOS, something nice looks presentable but isn't flashy. The most expensive thing will be the trainers on my feet, because you need to have good quality trainers. However, their priorities are wild. Certain man's priorities are wild, and I'll say this with my chest: if you have a BMW and you're living out your boot, or a big boy car and you're living out your boot, your priorities are wild, bruv.
Living out the boot.
Listen, living out the boot, like, get rid of your designer, fix your house. Fix it expeditiously.
Legit, still having bucket washes, and it's not by choice. You know what I mean? It's not by choice. It's not by... God help me, Jesus. Collecting rainwater. Why? Man's got the little tumbler thing outside collecting rainwater. They're like...
Listen.
Oh,
red card, yeah? Red card.
Don't wait for the red.
Listen, nah. But...
You're right, Bill? Yeah, no, just wait for the rain. You know what I
mean? Do you know what it is, though? Like you said, the whole thing about drip is we are so focused on the external and how we look to the outside world. That behind closed doors, we're struggling to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And especially with the rising gas bills and everything like that. Listen, you might not want to go and do rent a designer or Klarna your drip.
Yeah, and look how Klarna credit card as well not come out. I'm telling you.
Listen.
Don't take out that stuff. Because it's going to kill you.
Listen, if you can't afford it twice, don't buy it. If you cannot afford it twice, don't buy it. Because, and again, I'll say it for the third time, if you cannot afford it twice, do not buy it. Because you will kill yourself trying to look good for people that don't give a damn about you.
Yeah.
You man them, if you're trying to do what Balenciaga to go and find a babe, you're financing Balenciaga for babe, it's not worth it. Leave it. That babe is out of your league. Just go and find someone that is on your level. I can't lie. Because you will get upset when you can't afford the lifestyle that she wants. So stay in your lane. It's fine.
Likewise for females. And I know like we're making light of the situation here. But it's actually serious. This is day to day and you see it. And I know a lot of people watching, you're going to be thinking, you're listening to us and you're like, oh, there's somebody in your friendship group even now, or somebody associate or an acquaintance or somebody that's you come to mind now and you're like, yeah, right, that's that person now. And I feel like as well, I don't know, like I feel like I've had that conversation. I don't really have friends that are very materialistic anyway.
Yeah.
But for me, even if it was your health, for example, and you're hiding your health through it and making yourself look good or whatever, and you're not being honest about those stuff, there's more to life than that. I would rather you say, right, we've got £3,000. Where do you want to go in the world? We're going for 2 weeks. It needs to fund all that, and it needs to include pocket money. Take all the pictures you want. You don't even need to bring the GoPro. Don't even need to bring the GoPro or whatever. Take it on your iPhone, get the little plastic wallet thing so it stays waterproof, and and enjoy yourself. There's so many things in life. Go to an experience. Go to a Black History Museum and learn about something or whatever. The moment the bags scuff up or whatever, the whole value is gone. It's pretty much like a car as well. Yeah. Most of them depreciate over time. So it's like, what's the point? What's the point? And a lot of what we're seeing in social media, BBLs, whatever, people presenting themselves with as business women, or we call it, either clapping their cheeks in the club. They've got a sugar daddy or sugar daddies, or they've literally, some of them have come from wealth, or some of them are genuinely, but for the ones who haven't, and you don't know where it's actually coming from, they don't do YouTube, they don't content create. We call it, you know what I mean? No, but let's be real. Like, come on, it's image.
Nah, the image is crazy. It's
to
crazy.
The point though where even sometimes you're speaking with your girls. We're going out to a restaurant now. We're not even thinking about. I'm thinking about the food. I'm like, alright, is there prawns there? Is there squid? Alright, cool. I'm coming. That's me. Because I'm not going there for thingy. Obviously, if you go and take pictures, it's fine or whatever, and you're feeling cute. Some people go to restaurants because it has a good backdrop. Or there's a good spot for pictures that they can take their picture for the day. For me, that's wrong. And again, image. And then all of the finances for that one image.
Listen, don't Klarna your drip. All I'm going to say is don't Klarna your drip.
Right, I'm not going to lie. I've used Klarna. Huh? I've used Klarna. I'm not gonna lie.
You've Klarna'd your drip.
No, not my drip. I don't have any that designer stuff anyway. The most, if it even counts as designer, because to be used, pretty much standard. The only thing I have is Nike. Boy. However, we call it. I've done it as a means to. It might have been one or two things, and it's just a means to make sure that I get to where I need to be at the end of the month. And I know I can pay it off straight away, but I don't want to. I've got the money to pay for it straight away. So it's just me trying to spread my money out for those 31 days for the year. For the month. Yeah, for the year.
For the year. 31 days for the year.
Well, that would have been a quick year. But yeah, so for me, I'm not going to sit here and be cussing it off. So there's moderation in that. However, if you're there every week and you're going up, I think last time I logged into Klarna, it says 1,500 you can use. That's crazy.
Let me close that account.
No, for real. That's crazy. For you to be finding that. And then on some of them are like every 2 weeks, not just Klarna. There's others. ClearPay, I think it's every 2 weeks. Some are every month, and then some are you can change it up. Some are every 6 weeks. But for me, that's mad. I feel like you need to be smart. I think somebody was saying when you go to Africa, and you see somebody with an iPhone, you see somebody with a Mercedes, you see somebody with designer. They've bought it outright. There's no finance and there's no credit and stuff like that. And they said, well, who's really the third world country then, if we're living in credit? And I was like, right, I've never thought of it before.
Listen.
The question marks are going around my head, and I'm shaking the invisible bit. I was like, wow, it didn't deep it like that. The separation of class is very, very hench. I don't even know how deep is the name of the word. However, the ones that you see are drippy. Most of it, or some of it is fraud. I won't say the person's name. HP. Not that other one. Not that one.
I clocked it.
Not our HP anyway. But we call it. But honestly, if they bought it outright, regardless, is basically what I'm trying to say.
Do you know what? It's interesting you say that, because I think it boils down to, like, again, I've spoken to people that are not, again, third world countries. They don't like to buy things on finance.
Mm-hmm. They don't have that technology anyway.
Exactly. So it's either you have it or you don't. Yeah.
And that's how people should be living.
And that, for me, yeah, I've clocked it in the sense that I've always said, I haven't lived by this all the time. And even to an extent now, sometimes in certain things. But I know that, personally, I feel more freedom when I know that I've bought something outright than when I've had to pay credit on it.
Yeah.
Because I know that once I've paid it, that's it. it's mine.
Yeah.
If I'm paying credit on something, until that's paid off, I don't feel like I own it.
Yeah.
You know?
And you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly. Something goes boom and I lose whatever it is, then I'm still having to pay money on top to look out for it. Do you know what I mean? So it's not, if we're not careful, right?
You can get lost in the sauce.
Lost in the drip. Is it drip or drown? It's both.
Drip and drown.
Listen,
and drown.
Because, like, again, I was saying to myself the other day, I said, once my phone contract expires, I'm going to SIM only.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I changing my phone every 2 years when it hasn't broken?
Yeah.
If it's not broke, do not fix it. My dad has had a phone for at least the past 7 years.
He's still got iPhone 4.
No, I don't know. He's more classy than that.
Oh,
Come
okay.
on, put some respect on his name.
Somebody saw somebody yesterday with iPhone 4 still, and I thought,
yeah.
But as soon as it releases, never change it.
But if it's not broken, why am I fixing it?
Yeah,
you know.
That's it as well. We did this in uni.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the cycle, and the society now is whatever the latest is, but how things back in the day, I don't know what it was, the Nokia 3380 or whatever it is, but that family of phones and Snake.
Oh, with the brick phones with bouncing them things there.
And Bounce, yeah, all of those games. And those games were legit pre-installed. You could do whatever. You could dash that phone at anybody's head.
Do you know what, yeah? That ringtone is iconic. What?
Nobody's speaking about it.
Do you know what it is? People made grind beats over that.
Yeah, for real. But let's be real. Those phones, yeah, once you got it, was it. And you weren't asking for another phone. So now it's kind of like, oh, mum, let me get this, let me get that. I can't lie. I now only pay a SIM only. I'm getting refurb phones. And I'm getting it when my phone breaks. Yeah. And that's it.
Do you know what's funny though? You say that, yeah. Do you see the 3310? You could drop that from the top of a block.
It would not die.
It would be fine. It will bounce back up and you catch it in your hands.
Even if it turned off by accident, all you have to do is press the on button back on again, and you'll get the white screen, the blue words Nokia, back on like it never left.
And it had like the green backdrop.
You could put that could go in water, and it not drown. That thing would last.
Madness.
I'm telling you.
Madness.
But like, look at us now. Now, what are we on? iPhone 13. I've still got an iPhone, and I've got an iPhone 11. I'm not in a rush. The thing's still working. Listen, what am I doing, man?
Listen,
paying laptop money for a phone.
Listen, but do you know what? Yeah, so funny you say that. I think as we've gone, well, I'm speaking from my experience. As I've gotten older, I've realized there's so much more value to the things. The things we value don't have as much value.
Yes.
Right. So if you look at an iPhone, right. You might have an iPhone, obviously you've got an iPhone as well, but that iPhone might break, or you might have it, you drop it once, the screen's cracked, you now have to go and repair it for £90, right? And you're now thinking, obviously I've got to get it insured, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Whereas if we keep focusing on our status, and if we have the latest iPhone, and some of the phones that we have aren't as good, the quality is not good. Yes. It's not as good as it was in the past.
Or it works perfect first of all, and as soon as you drop it for the first time, both is finished. Listen,
it dips its toe in water. That's it. Collapsed.
That's it, the toe.
Yeah, listen, the little charger port, ping, done, finitoed. But I think the value, we need to start looking at what brings value. You know, from a financial perspective, right? There's so much things that bring more value than the quick thrill of getting the latest Balenciagas, the latest iPhone. And obviously, it's consumerism at the end of the day. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We look at things, everybody's like, oh yeah, I've got the latest iPhone, and it's like, I need to keep up with the Joneses, and that societal pressure to keep up with the Joneses is causing people to get designer drip, which is, again, killing our people. Do you know what I mean? So we have to look at what we put our attention to and what we value, because what we value we will invest in, you know. And as a society, as a culture, as a race, like black people, our investments are very sketchy, you know.
But that's because we don't
Let's
adjust my speech.
Right. I feel like a shot is loaded. Just
right.
Bam.
Right. Let's go. That was a good segue in. Right, so the issue is we do not want to invest in our own. And the issue is we cry X, Y, and Z. Oh, this is wrong. This is racist. This is that. And if a top brand says something mad, like when I'm trying to think, even this is food, but this is the one that's come to my head. When Papa John said the N word, the owner, people
completely forgot that.
The black people still go there. So for me, it's I think if it was now my brother John, let's say, I'm trying to think of the name. If it was my brother John,
why are you making it sound like there was a
happened now, if something happened where social media and the culture said they need to be cancelled now, everybody would stop and not go there. So for me, a good example actually is that Telfar brand that came up as soon as Beyonce bought the bag or was gifted the bag, however it happened. Hopefully she bought it because that would have been really nice as well. But we call it the whole brand Blue. It was a black-owned brand. They've come back now. They've improved their quality. They've got more customers than they could have ever imagined. Congratulations to them as well on that. Their bag started off about £160. They've come out and now said their bag is £560. So where is the black community now? Oh, this is too much, and no, this is and let's be real. A Gucci belt or whatever is 200.
Banda will rock up to Hermes Gucci
yeah,
store.
but everybody's buying it. You know what I mean? With the 2 G's on it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like 200-300. I don't know really that much, but yeah. But we call it because that doesn't interest me. I just not like that at all. It's just superficial to me. Like if I have it, it's because I've made it and I can afford it. And I can buy 5,000. Like, you know what I mean? That's the only way you will see me in that.
Buy it
I'm
twice,
not gonna get it. Yeah, legit. Like I'm not forcing it. So, but yeah, let's say anyway, 200 to 250 since I said 200 to 300. So yeah, so that's double the price of the bag. Or let's even say a Louis V bag must be like 1,000 to 2,000 pounds. I will see all of you guys rocking that bag, Louis V this and Louis V that. But now the Telfar bag's gone up to £500, and we call it Black Twitter, Black social media was uproar. And instead of us to say, right, let's continue to feed this black community, this black organisation, we're not. I think Black Pound Day and everything else was formed over lockdown to try and help combat that, and even that now has kind of died down. So and people were even complaining about it, and I remember speaking to some friends and they said, oh, well, what you don't want to really say that people should be just buying and not because it's Black Pound Day, etc. Which on one half of the argument I get. However, the issue is in terms of finances and image. If we're talking about drip and designer and things like that, we are overlooked, and there's brands and etc. That all of the above that have been put before us and stolen from us for centuries. Let's be honest. And yeah, it's just one of those things that just kind of like blows my mind, to be honest.
It's true, because I think again, it's consumerism.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Consumerism. There's so many bigger brands that people believe because they've been around for so long that they have more weighting. You know, obviously your Gucci's, your Louis Vuittons, your Versace's or Versace. Versace. Okay?
Well,
right.
go and say
Cool.
that to $1.
You probably wouldn't want me to buy that.
Oh,
anyway.
yeah, no, I'm done. No.
I'm joking. But, no, I'm not. But, we're looking at the amount we invest in our own communities, right? And a bit more of a serious topic. Like, black-owned businesses will thrive when black people support black-owned businesses. We tend to, similar to what you said, as a society, we don't like to support our own. And whether that's emotionally, mentally, or financially. But the biggest thing is that the financial support you give a black-owned business helps it get its brand out there. Which is why, if ever one of my friends is offering a service or doing a business, I would rather pay full price than any discount.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Because
unless the discount is there already,
and
I'm not asking for it. But I'm not gonna go there and say, right, what's the discount?
Hey,
our friends are
buy G, what? Hey, what? Matrix, yeah? What? You gonna plug me? Say no more, my guy.
No.
No, I'm not gonna do that, because at the end of the day, they built their craft, and if it was
I think it's disrespectful, to be honest.
True. And if it was somebody else who might not be your friend or might not be even a black person or someone of your...
Just
someone that looks like you, right? You'd be like, do you know what? It's good quality. I'm going to pay full price for it. No questions asked.
Yeah.
Right? No questions asked. And I think it also ties into our mentality as a community. If we start looking at each other as, I want to support you, how can I support you? If you win, I also win. Instead of, if you win, I don't win. If you win, there's less seats at the table.
Yeah.
I think that mentality needs to shift.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to money.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, it's a dog eat dog world, you know. If I'm not getting money, you're not getting money.
Yeah. Everybody has to starve, whereas everybody can eat at the table.
The table's huge enough,
so many times.
We said it on this pod. People have said it before. Everybody can eat. The table is big enough. You know, we can all get the money we want.
Yeah.
You know, and need.
I think I saw it somewhere. Somebody put it really nice, and it says black people have been. It's like something along the lines of, because I'm paraphrasing. Black people are chasing another person's dream or another culture's dream. So when we are going with what we see our previous or past oppressors doing. What? Oppressors? Say something is from the chest. I don't know why my voice broke there.
Boy, she gets scared.
But what our past oppressors went through, are doing, sorry. And we have been conditioned not to have a mind of our own. So in that sense, then we think, and we said it in the last episode, it's like white is right when we're talking about the music videos.
Oh yeah.
And that as well poisons us because it's almost like we don't have collectively we're not working with our own minds. We're working with the minds of the people that we think we should be like. Because you know what I mean, Master was whipping us before and Master was telling us we're not good because we're not like him. So it's actually deep, and it follows us and in society now. And through rap music, it's like the people who make it are telling us this is what you need to make it. But again, that's the oppressor's plan. I'm going to make a song instead of God plan. The oppressor's plan. I'm thinking I need to make a poem.
Listen, but waiting for the next content, boy.
I've got some inspiration just there. What I was saying. Yeah, no. Yeah, I've got some time now to write down.
That's what we like to hear. All right, so on a bit of to move away or get back to the whole part about saving, right? So, as you said, you live with your mum, right, at the moment, and you're saving for a house, right? But how would you say that? What are the challenges with the saving, also while living under your mum's roof?
The way that I am as a person, I still want to contribute some way to home. Yeah. So I remember when I first came, I was given like a little something towards the bills. Yeah. And I still do it to now. So I've stopped for a bit because I was like, my whole outlook on life in terms of what I want to do financially has changed. Yeah. And I wanted to save more and invest more. So that was a bit of a stretch as well. But I still make sure that I do the family shop and I go there, I get my car and do that. So that's my main financial contribution to the home. And then obviously I'm saving my salary now, but the cost of living has gone up. The cost of houses have gone up. Today is April Fool's Day, but no, there ain't no fooling about because we're about to be going, and I saw it on Instagram today, everything is going up. Cost of living is going up by 54%. Salaries have stayed the same, and the MPs are getting a 2% pay rise, an extra 2,200 a year, probably to kind of, yeah. And you know what I mean? And I thought, when it was the NHS and everybody was saying, because NHS, schools, healthcare, and there's another one. NHS. Huh?
Clapping for the NHS instead of paying them.
Basically, anyway, there's top three. I can't remember the other one, but there's two. But education and health should be one of the best paying roles out there because it's about building the future continuously, looking after the current, and then building for the next. So, to me, those being the lowest paid roles when you're on the floor anyway is ridiculous. Yeah. And the fact that all of a sudden the MPs can get £2,000 each is crazy. But the NHS got 1%, maybe extra, I don't know, 20 to £100, depending on what you were on. 1% isn't a lot.
Crazy.
So for me, like, life is serious right now. So, regardless, I always try and prioritize the saving. So if that means, because of my goal, and I'm so streamlined with my goal, and I've got my tunnel vision on it, not Kodak Black, but we call it, I'm tunnel visioning my vision. I will have the personal sacrifice. I won't go out. I won't eat out. I won't buy this today. I'm gonna wear my natural hair. I want to look cute or whatever, but let me not do anything until my birthday, because there's no reason really for me to be wearing weave or anything else until then. Or, you know what I mean? I'm thinking like that because I need to save. I've got things to do. I've got plans. I've got a vision. So that's basically my stance.
Fair enough.
What about you?
Me, so funny enough, I had this conversation when I was on placement, like a long time ago. A long time ago.
Once upon a time. Yeah, go.
In my wildest dreams.
I'm done. I'm so done.
No, I'm joking. So I had this conversation with a couple of like people I was working with back then, and one of my boys, and we were having this conversation about if you move back home after uni, are you going to contribute to the household?
Okay.
Right. And I was like, or like, would your parents charge you rent type thing? And obviously these were like range of different people, right? And the first thing I said is that if I'm going back to my mother's house after I've left uni and I'm on a wage which is probably even more than hers or similar, or even with my dad, if I'm living with him or something, it is wrong for me as a working class person to not pay my way. If I do that, I see myself as a bum if I wasn't paying my way. And if you're living at your mum's home, you're making decent money, and you're not paying your way, you're a bum. I'm sorry, like, it's true.
Some people have the opinion.
It's
that,
true.
Oh, well, this is my parents.
Yeah.
But for me, I think that's mad. And even though I don't know, for me, that's mad. I remember my very first paycheck, it's only £60 a week. I took my mum to cinema.
Yeah.
We went to cinema. Mum she's paying for my cinema.
Oh my gosh, yes!
And she was literally so excited. She was telling everybody that call her, you know how Caribbean parents are, they tell everybody your business.
Like,
so, but she was, and I was like, Mummy, I'm just taking you to the cinema. And she was like, and then from there, we was literally having cinema dates pretty much every week. We've stopped over lockdown now, and I'm like, cinema to me doesn't really appeal to me anymore. But for good, strong, on and off, for like a duration of 2-3 years, we were going cinema from that point. So, you know, it's those things. I feel like you need to give back. Like your parents didn't have to have you, and if they've given you love, I feel like it's different. And if you've gone through stuff, like some people are like, oh, a parent is a parent. But I know for me, if my dad came back, I even like calling him dad, but yeah. But we call it, if he came back, then I'll be like, Kwasia.
She even brought out the tree.
But yeah, for me that's a whole double road.
Different.
But for my mum and all the sacrifices that she made for me, and made me the person I am today when everything was against her, for me to, like, I can be cheeky or whatever, but for me not to contribute in some way or form. And if it's not monetary, because it doesn't always have to be finance, then are you cooking? Are you cleaning? Are you helping her to take the car to get serviced?
Yeah.
Are you accompanying her to go to the shop if she's doing the shopping? Are you helping bring when she comes home if she's got shopping? Are you going to the door to collect the bags? So there's things like that, acts of service, in response to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree. You should be paying your way.
Yeah.
I definitely find it bummish. I find it out of order. I think if it was my own child,
So
I wouldn't ask. I would never ask, but I would cuss you after like 5 months and I'm seeing your earning money. I'll be like, right. So after everything.
Bro, I'll be real. Like, I remember the conversation with my colleagues. They was like, yeah, I wouldn't ask my child for rent. It's his money, and or their money or whatever, and they wouldn't need to contribute. And one of the people I know, they were like, well, if they're living at home and they're cooking and cleaning, that's their contribution to the household. But my thing is, right, maybe it's because of the household I've been brought up in, but I will still pay my way, but I still do the acts of service as well. Because let's put it like this, on top of me going back to live with my mum, yeah, she would be cooking, she'll be cleaning, doing my laundry, right? If that was the case, and I wasn't paying my, like, I didn't have the home training that I have, but I'm still saying, okay, I'm gonna just give you the money. What? Then you're also helping each other make their lives easier, because your mum's cooking for me if I'm at home, but at the same time I might go get the shopping and cook as well, because I know my mum works long hours. I know if my dad comes around or whatever, I'm gonna make sure that he has food, and he'll come back and it might be, oh, here's some cash to go in. Do you know what I mean? So if I'm living at home with my mum, it's not just about contributing to the bills or paying the bill. It's about making sure the house is secure. Yes, if you're saving for like a property or something, you never know. Like, if depending on what kind of parents you have, the money you give them might go back to your property or your savings or whatever you're looking to spend, if you have that relationship. But our parents sacrifice so much for us that if we're not even at the age where, if we're at the age where we can make money, we're making good money, and we're not going out of our way to actively make their lives easier, then there's no point. What's the point of us having that relationship with our parents? Because that means their sacrifice has gone in vain, and we're living lavish. And, like, for example, I remember there was a song Cadet made, rest in peace Cadet, called Stereotype, and he was talking about being a black boy and the stereotype of being a black. It's a very deep song, but there's one thing where he was like, he had a car and he let his mum catch the bus with the bags in her hand, right? There's a part in it, and he was like, raw, like, he felt bad. He realized that even him asking his mum for money and stuff was really deep, right? But he even understood the value of what his mum gave him. So even when he was about to blow, or he made it, or was on the come up, but he was obviously looking after his parents. And you see it from, obviously we've gone away from the finances for a second, but you look at all of the rappers and the big footballers, like your Marcus Rashfords, sounds like the other episode, your Marcus Rashfords, Dave, Hardy, all of them lot. When they make it, the first thing they do is say, Mum, you've sacrificed so much for me. This is for you. My finances, what we have as a family, is going back to you because of the nurturing care you gave me. You know? And when it comes down to the finances as well, if we're not willing to invest in our families financially, as well as in all other areas, it's going to crumble. You know, it's literally going to crumble. And even if you're staying with, let's say for example, I might be staying with my sister or something. If I'm living there, I would have to, for me, I would feel obligated to be like, okay, sis, what do you need for the house? If me and you are living here, what do you need? What do I need? How can I help you? You know? And like we were saying earlier in this episode, we as a society don't help each other out. And because we don't help each other out, we're going to cause more damage in the long run. You know?
And separation.
Sometimes you just got to keep your wow. I mean, what? In the street, yeah? And it's the pwpodcast, what you mean? Hey! Like, as a collective, we will end up damaging our collective instead of helping it grow.
I know.
You know?
It's like a flower. If you don't water it,
it could die.
Yeah, pretty much. it could die. I already first told you. I thought you was it's going to die. You know what I mean? No. But yeah, no. But yeah, I think on that note,
we're gonna call it there. So, thank you for listening to this episode of the Palm Wine Podcast. Yeah, obviously that's the vocals. Obviously, we might release a full track soon. Waiting. But yeah, no, thank you for listening. I've been your host, Quakes.
I've been Sahara. I want a nickname.
Young Saz.
Anyway, follow us on Instagram at palmwhinepodcast and on Twitter
at palmwhinepod, and obviously join the conversation using the hashtags, which are
palmwhinepodcast and pwpodcast.
Done know. And thank you. We love you guys. Hashtag palmwhinepodcast family. You lot are amazing. Amazing? Wow, amazing.
The energy in
Listen.
this one has been a bit mad.
In a bit. Peace.